we don't have to play the video. My bow tie, where's my bow tie? Here. I'll talk you through this. Go down by your mute switch, down by the mute button, and click on the little up arrow right next to that. Just to the right of that is a little up arrow. Click on that, if you would. And then go right next to that. Down at the bottom is it says audio settings. Click on audio settings.
Hang on one sec, let me see.
If you're on the
Audio
browser,
settings.
you don't have to do any of this. This is only if you're on the Zoom program.
Okay.
Okay. So the little up arrow, you see the
We don't have that because we're on
the
iPad.
audio settings. Click on that. Now you're going to want to slide down the slider on the audio settings on your microphone level, but you can't do that until you untick that one box that says automatically do that. So you untick that, and now you lower down your microphone levels almost all the way to the bottom. Am I off? Yeah. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. I'm ready to go live. You don't enter live studio there, do you? Okay, I don't. Maybe you know what you're doing. I think we are ready to go live on this one. If we go back to Zoom.
Oh, I need you.
Open up Zoom, and it should say go live. And this says end, so we're going live already. I think we're going out to Facebook now. But so once you've clicked on that thing, you slide the arrow, the volume down till you're right next to the bottom. The next thing you do beyond that, my hair isn't quite right. Yeah, you guys are my mirror. The next thing you do, you go to the advanced setting. Click on advanced. Now there, you're going to see intermittent sound canceling, something like that. The middle one of those three boxes, you click on that and click down to disable. You disable that, and then up on the left side of that same box, up on the left side of that same window that's opened up, you'll see a little red dot. You are done. And if that all worked, you can unmute yourselves. And once we got folks unmuted, we'll see if it worked with a little bit of applause from the audience.
Clap.
Yay.
Yeah, bring applause.
I missed the.
That's right. You don't hear the
I'm
applause.
applauding.
And now a little laugh from the audience. Gene, you're still muted. You can unmute yourself if you want. There you go. Very good. And then we're ready for showtime. You guys ready for showtime? Say yeah.
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 Are you ready for showtime? Say yeah.
Yeah.
This is the cheerleading time. And the last thing we need to do is, well, I think it is 7 o'clock now. Do we know what time it is? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is. It is showtime. It is time to start the show. And you guys are in for a treat because I've gotten a halfway improvised show, and then I've got a whole bunch of fun things I can do, and I don't even know what I'm doing in what order. What are you pointing to?
First.
Is the camera blurry?
No, you're handsome.
There you
You're right
go.
there.
Is that more clear?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Sometimes you get close and away from the camera, and then the autofocus actually works. Some of you might like me better blurry, but this is what you get. This is what you get today. We're going to do one more. I wanted to start off with something kind of fun. I should come up with something that would be kind of machetes. Juggling machetes is always fun for everyone. I juggle knives, and people don't believe the knives are truly sharp. So, everywhere I go, every time I perform, I need to prove to people just how sharp these machetes are. Well, watch how this razor blade cuts up this playing card.
Whoa.
Yeah, has to be extremely sharp. Has to be very sharp to cut up a piece of a card like that. That's exactly how sharp these are. So now you know. Here we go. This is not. Oh, I thought I had it. Where'd it go? Here. Over here. We got it here. This, of course, is a blindfold. I'm actually going to attempt to juggle all 3 knives completely without the benefit of speech. No. Okay, I'll try it the more difficult way due to scoffs from the crowd. Here we go. The hard part coming up. Please hold silence because I actually need to, I can actually hear a certain amount when the, when the knife hits my hand, I know, by being able to hear is helpful. So silence, please, till I've actually finished the juggling. Okay, hold your applause. I have, the hard part, of course, is stopping. 3, 2, 1. Yes!
Yay!
Thank you. Why? Well, what did you people expect? It's not like you paid to get in here. Hello. Frank's living room. This is dressed up like a theater. This is what you get. Woohoo! And then excitement. Yay! Now, another thing I've been having fun with, the ping pong ball ear trick. I'm going to push the ping pong ball into my ear. You can actually watch. Ow.
Oh.
It needs lubrication.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ah.
Nice.
That's it. It's lubricated. Now it should go in.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Like that.
Yuck.
A stunned silence falls over the crowd. That would be a good place for a little applause. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Frank.
Oh. Oi. Almost 20. Ah, no.
Oh.
Ah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you both. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do one more trick I hope you like. And you've seen it. If you've seen me over the years, you likely have seen this one. You've seen me juggle 5 balls before, 6 balls. You might have even seen me juggle 7 balls. But now, today, for you folks, not 5, not 6, not 7, I'm going to attempt to juggle 8 balls.
Ha ha ha.
8 balls.
Oh.
I'm juggling 8 balls. Hey, shut up! I am. 8 balls. Wait. There's one trick I think you'll actually like. One trick you'll actually like. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The joke. This one is rubber. Okay, here. Yay! I bounced the rubber one off my head. I knocked the other 2 together. That's one more time for the really slow folks. Here we go.
Oh.
It's really fun.
Or maybe if the sound is behind, I need to do it like this. There we go. I'm knocking the 2 hard ones together to make the sound. Ow. Ow. Yeah, funny. Ha ha. It's not funny for me. That hurt. Yeah. Oh. That's a big blister, and I've got juggling to do. I'm going to have to pop it. Whoa! It's the giant squirting thumb. You fill this part with water, you squeeze. Okay, on to something a little more serious. Something a little more fun. A crazy, stupid trick. I've only done online once, and I've only done it a couple other times beyond that. Seen me juggle 3 clubs through the years? Not today. 2 clubs. 2 clubs. And one of these. It's a flashlight. Very difficult to juggle because as you juggle, it actually can shine in your eyes, making it very, very difficult. See, as you juggle, shines. Whew. But that's not what makes it so exciting. What makes this exciting is it's also a 3 million volt stun gun. It's a security baton. Yeah. They sell these, and it's not that hard to make them think you're a security agent, and they'll sell them to you. Made for taking down criminals. One touch from this can drop a full-grown man to the ground, rendering him unconscious for a number of moments. I thought you might like to see what that looks like. I'll be waking up in a few minutes.
Do it.
No. I'm not going to be juggling this for the purpose of avoiding the end. I'm going to be using the end, the spark in the end, for this. A candle. Oh, candle. I juggle a stun gun, and if it works, while I'm juggling, I'll be able to position the spark and get it right on the tip there, lighting the candle, and you'll all burst into an immediate round of spontaneous applause. This is the warm-up. It won't happen now because the stun gun's not going. Okay. I think we're ready.
Wow. Ah.
Yeah, it's even louder here, okay? Here we go. Stun gun. Candle.
Oh.
Oh, man.
There goes his hair.
Oh my gosh.
It started to light. It started to light again. Not yet. No applause yet. I don't need applause for my failures.
No kidding.
It sounded so
Wow. Frank, you're amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And for the rest of you, what do you have to say?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now it is time. You are in for a treat. This next gentleman I've had an opportunity to work with for many, many years. He actually performed at my wedding 22 years ago. A phenomenal friend and an amazing artist. Please give a warm, Funny Fridays welcome to Mr. Tom Noddy.
Yay, Tom.
Hey, everybody.
Yes.
Cool.
Hey.
All right, I am ready.
Yes.
We're gonna do some safe bubble blowing here,
Mask.
and yeah, oh yeah, bubbles.
How can you blow bubbles with a mask?
It's actually one of the tests for a good mask. If you can blow a bubble through it, it's not working. You don't. Okay, never mind. That's not gonna happen. Okay, checking.
Okay.
Because they have some. You know, you can get those. Especially those sleeve ones that you and you blow right through. You can blow a candle out. If you can, you got the wrong one. You got that's not what you're supposed to. So, how many of you have seen my show before?
Yeah. I have.
Yeah. Okay. So several of you, and some of you not. I'm not going to do the act. Many of you have seen the act, and if you haven't, you know, find me at another time. We'll do the whole thing. But I do a lot of things with soap bubbles. I use regular soap bubbles, and in this case, let me just focus. I'll show you some of the kinds of things that I'm really interested in. I've been blowing bubbles almost every day for the past 48 years.
Oh.
It's an easy job, but somebody's got to do it. So, but if I was just by myself, you know, on stage I do a number of things: a caterpillar, dancing, spinning carousels. But if I'm by myself, I would look at the geometric shapes. I'm really interested in that. So let me bring you there. So most bubbles that people are used to, they tell me are round.
there, Gene.
Yeah. And he fills it with stuff.
This one is actually a tetrahedron. It has 4 sides. All of the sides are pentagon. I'm sorry, triangles, right? I'm going to get to pentagons after. 4 triangles, a tetrahedron. Most basic, Buckminster Fuller called it the primary shape. It's where 3D begins. You get 4 triangles, you can surround space. You have something 3D. If I added another bubble. What?
That was beautiful.
Thank you. You can't blow an ugly bubble. How bad could I be, really? But if I had one more bubble on the outside, then the bubble inside would be a triangular prism, like the prism, the piece of glass you use to see the component colors of white light, like Newton played with, a prism shape. So I'll make a bubble in that shape. That's a tetrahedron, and one more gives us 2 triangles, 3 rectangles.
Wow, wow.
Whoa.
And if we add another bubble to the outside, and this is the one that always surprises people because they're so sure that a bubble cube, it just sounds wrong. It just sounds contradictory. And by the way, it's not a square bubble. People say square bubble. The square is a 2D thing, a little flat thing. So this one is a cube.
Oh, wow.
Wait a second. There you go.
Oh,
Wow.
Nothing's impossible.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. Gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Really nice.
Beautiful.
Woo.
So let me just keep going. I'll show you one more. This one I call the bubble house.
Oh, look.
Houses.
I gotta pull the fish out of the oven.
Is it cooking?
It's already finished.
Well, pull it out. It
And-
doesn't cook anymore.
And no,
Ah, yeah, nice.
Now I should say, people who live in bubble houses shouldn't.
Wow.
That's my advice. It's a bad idea all around. But it's a pentagonal
cool.
prism. And it's
Oh,
actually
no.
a pentagon. The Pentagon building isn't really a pentagon, right? A pentagon's a flat thing, like a square.
Right.
The roof is a pentagon. The floor is a pentagon. It's actually a pentagonal prism. 2 pentagons separated by squares or rectangles. So
Wow.
this I'll go deep. This is a dodecahedron. Dodeca. That means 12 in Greek. So this one has 12 sides. And in this case, it's the regular pentagonal dodecahedron. Pythagoras thought this was the most sacred form in nature. Pythagoras, Greek guy, 600 BC. They gave us a little bit when we were in school, Pythagoras. But Pythagoras actually started a religion. Pythagoreans believed that that certain shapes had mystical powers. The tetrahedron represented fire. The cube was earth. 2 other shapes, octahedron, icosahedron, were water and air. Those shapes had the same kinds of sides and equal angles. There are only 5 forms like that in all of nature. And Pythagoras discovered all 5 of them 600 BC. We haven't found any more. There are only 5. They represented things, but they represented the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And then they found a 5th shape. What is that? They already had all the 5th element, the quintessence. The shape, it's called a dodecahedron. It has 12 sides, all pentagons, but it represented something, therefore, beyond the 4 elements, something divine. It was a sin within the religion of the Pythagoreans, which we now call mathematics, to show this form to someone not initiated into their cult. I'll tell you a dodecahedron. Don't tell the Pythagoreans I showed it to you, okay?
3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, that's 7.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's right. Now there's one in the center, and the one in the center.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
So
Bottom are
great.
also pentagons. See.
Wow.
I call it the bubble jewel.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful jewel.
The
Yeah.
angles on this one are almost flat. Unlike, I mean, the faces are almost flat, unlike the cube and the tetrahedron, which bulge out a bit, because the angles required
Yeah.
for regular pentagonal dodecahedron are very close to the angles that bubbles always make.
wow.
Bubble jewel.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gone.
there it goes.
So
Great.
now Frank and I, we didn't really discuss how long I'm going to be doing here. So, well, I mean, of course, we had rehearsal, right, Frank?
Keep going.
But I'll say a few more things.
Do a couple more. Take another few minutes if you like.
Okay, good. So, so that's the geometry. I go beyond it. If you go to my website, bubblemagic.com, you can see a photograph of the truncated octahedron, the one Lord Kelvin predicted as the ideal shape for uniform froth. Bubbles are important in the world of physics and mathematics. They're studied at the highest levels. They're really important to physicists, mathematicians, biologists, architects, believe it or not, astronomers, and 4-year-olds.
Tom,
So,
can I quick question?
yes.
When the dodecahedron has the very sharp planes, is that because of the structure of the 12 bubbles on it or the pressure from all of it? Why don't the edges of the dodecahedron bulge out?
And they actually bend in, but very slightly. Bubbles have their own limits. Bubbles always join 3 walls along an edge, always at 3 equal 120-degree angles.
Okay.
In all the suds that there have ever been, if you look into the suds when you're doing the dishes, if you look in there for a long time, you'll go crazy. I know. I've done it for years. There's madness down there. It's 3 walls meeting at 120 degrees, and it's 4 edges. Like the walls, the edges, like where your ceiling and your floor meet. That line, that's one of the edges. So when you're looking into suds, that's what you're seeing. You see walls and edges. The edges always meet 4 edges at a point. The angle there is always 109 degrees, 28 minutes, 16 seconds. That's California time. That's a joke. But those angles, 3 walls at 120, 4 edges at 109, 28, 16. That's the only way that bubbles ever meet. It looks like chaos. You look in there, it looks like everything's happening. Look closer, you'll see an exact and perfect and repeating order that nature always chooses. It's, let's say, coincidental that the dodecahedron comes very close. A regular pentagonal dodecahedron would want that 109, 28, 16 to be about a 110. So it's off by only a little bit. So there's no need for it to bend to reach it. When you have a cube, normally cubes meet at 90-degree angles, right? But really bubbles always meet at 120. So when I showed you the bubble cube, the walls had to bulge out so they could meet at 120. Whereas the dodecahedron can follow very closely to the way that the bubbles regularly make. Therefore, there was no need for any bulging.
That's so cool.
Fascinating.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I mean, really, I could, and I do this, talk about that. I'm like an obsessed man. I have this thing with bubbles and I see them everywhere. Really, I said astronomers at the highest and the deepest and the subatomic, they're looking at bubbles as models for the way this thing works, this universe. And I see them everywhere. I'm like, it's kind of a madness.
Can they fix it for us?
Excuse me?
Can they fix this for us?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is the way to go, I think.
Bubbles forever.
It's the only way to go, near as I can tell. Here, I'll play. I'll show you Galactica. It's like stars and planets spinning in space.
Okay.
The final frontier.
Oh, look at that.
The one that's left the pesto. Whatever the other pesto. The pine.
Wow. Wow.
Oh.
Dinner.
It's okay. It
Tom.
only tastes bad the first 2 years. Keep going, for the art.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Give Tom a nice round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey.
A pleasure. What a treat having him
That
here.
was
And
fabulous.
next we have another
Thank
treat, a surprise
you.
guest. Please welcome Francine. Oh,
Francine is here,
oh my
guys.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, I should be spotlighted here if I am. Oh, there I am. Yes. It's not every day that we get a 9-foot tall woman under a 10-foot tall ceiling. I just got my legs redone. Do you like them?
Yeah.
I, I am so excited to be here. I can barely contain myself.
We can see that.
I can barely contain myself, and neither can Victoria's Secret. On the way here, I went by a 70s party. What a mistake that was. Everyone there was 70. But now, here we are with the beautiful people. All of you people, this is fantastic. It is exciting, and it is nice to be here with you. Whew. Bring up a gallery view on the upper one if you can. Switch over to the other camera. I'll be okay on the other camera for a moment. There I am. Yes. I can not quite reach the ceiling. That's too bad. There we go. I wanted to see who we have here. Oh my goodness. There's some handsome men out there. I can see you right over there. Anna, who's that handsome man you're with? What is his name?
His name is David.
Stephen?
David.
David. Ooh, David, I am so happy to meet you. David, I like that name. Seems all the boys I've been meeting recently, they all turn out to be Johns. But David, I like that. Handsome man. That shirt is very becoming on you, David. If I was wrapped around you like that, I'd probably be coming too. Handsome. Stand up so I can have a proper look at you.
Is that you? Me? Stand up.
Look at, oh yeah, turn around slowly. Oh, that's nice. Ooh wee. Your daddy must. You got something right there on your crotch on the front. You got something right on the front on the crotch. Oh, that's my eyes. That's what that. David, your dad must have been a baker because you got a nice set of buns. I will say that. Who else? We have Mr. Gene DeVideo trying to play it down in his hat and now trying to actually almost hide, it looks like. Jane, oh, there he is. Hoo-wee. You know what they say about bald men. Yeah. I think it's true. I think it is true. You know, you can give...
What did they say
well,
about
they say that each man is given a certain amount of male hormones, and if other guys want to use theirs growing hair, that's their business. That's what
I agree.
Here we go. We're gonna do one or two. Oh,
Sex panel.
It's nice to be leaning on something. Walking on stilts is not always that easy. And am I frozen up there on?
No, you're moving.
Oh, fantastic. Then it's just the other computer. This ain't no problem then. Here's what we're going to do next. Gene, I wanted to sing a little song for you.
Okay.
Usually I have the backup music, but I don't have it ready, so it's got to be a cappella.
I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever you got,
Sometimes
Frank.
it's hard to be a woman, giving all your love to just one man. But if you love him, well, be proud of him after all. He's just a man. Stand by your man. Give him two arms to cling to and something warm to come to. When nights are cold and lonesome, stand by your man. Woo. And tell the world you love him. Keep giving all the love you can. Stand by your man. Dean, call me, okay? Call me if you would. That would be great if you could give me a call.
You're bad, Francine.
I have not been here on Francine on a live call like this. This is fantastic and good fun. And now we're going to welcome back for one or two more quick bubbles, Mr. Tom Noddy.
Yay! Bye, Francine. Bye, Francine.
Bye.
Francine, wow, what a pleasure.
Oh, well, it is a pleasure. A pleasure
It's
for
hot
me
as
too.
not. Let me know. I put cheese.
Thank you, dear.
I put cheese in.
I'd have my glasses for that one. Francine. So I showed some teeny little bubbles. They're the ones I blasted off my tongue. Here's something about bubbles. When they're really small, they're really rigid spheres. They're nearly perfect spheres. There's higher pressure in a small bubble than there is in a big bubble. That may not be intuitive. If you put more air into your automobile or bicycle tire, you get more pressure.
Right.
If you put more air into a soap bubble, you get less pressure. I'll prove that to you first, and then I'll show you a couple of bubble examples. So air always moves from high pressure to low pressure, right? The weatherman is trying to tell us that every single night. So air moves from high pressure to low pressure. So that means if I put a hole in this bubble, the air will move from one of the bubbles to the other. I say it'll move from the smaller one, the upper bubble, into the lower one, because I'm saying there's more pressure in a small bubble. If I'm wrong, it should go out of the bigger one until the two are equal. Let's see.
Wow.
The air went out of the small one into the big one. There's more pressure in a small bubble than there is in a big bubble.
Huh.
So, yeah, I know, weird, huh? Soap bubbles are not what we think they are. They're not what I think they are. And I've been doing this for 48 years. There are things going on. We were kids, we played with them, and they're round, they're pretty, they're shiny, they float on the wind, and then they pop, and then we stopped. We learned what we thought we knew everything. And then we stopped. Maybe we learned other stuff about glass, and we learned things about balloons, and we learned things about inflated rubber. And we applied that to bubbles, but they're very different things. We stopped learning. We stopped considering actually soap bubbles. Because, you're 13, going out playing with bubbles. What are you, a kid? What's the matter with you? They used to think growing up and being acting like a kid was wrong. I don't know, man. I think kids, some of those 9-year-olds, they remember stuff that we forgot because they made us forget. I think it's a bad idea. You can sit up late at night, you can drive a car, and you can also play with bubbles, I think, You got to try and remember that kid stuff because, it may be a cumulative test in the end. That's my thinking. Whatever. But so smaller bubbles have higher pressure. So these little guys like that, that's a nearly perfect sphere. They're actually, the only thing more perfect was those. They wish they could make ball bearings as perfectly round as those little guys. They have so much pressure on that tank. But when they get bigger, when you get like lemon size, you still can't really see any difference. You can wobble them a little bit. but if you stop moving it, they'll stop wobbling. That they still have pressure. If you get a good apple-sized one, maybe you can see the waves that move through it. It goes on for a little while, right? It wants to be a sphere. It's the most economic shape in nature. All the planets are spheres. All the stars are spheres. It's the most economic shape in nature. When one force is overwhelming the others and pulling everything toward the center, the outside becomes minimal. And the soap bubbles, it's not gravity, but it's one force. It's the electrical attraction of water molecules for each other that we call surface tension. But it's trying to minimize it, right? And when you get these bigger ones, when you get melon-sized, they're very different things. Did you ever see these guys doing the giant bubbles on street corners or in parks nowadays? They make bubbles bigger than school buses now. That didn't used to exist. When we were younger, they didn't have those. It's long chain polymers they've developed since then. So people are able to make these massive bubbles. They never get round. They can't get round. And so they stay always in motion because they would only stabilize if they got to a sphere shape. And they can't. A little bit of air resistance as they move through it. And so for that reason, these big amorphous things are constantly in motion. And so, I already showed you a big Galactica, but that's what I was going to end this with. Let me show you a big one again.
So great.
Woo! Look at all the sizes.
Woo. Wow. Bubbles,
So pretty.
bubbles.
That was great.
That's great.
You can't blow an ugly bubble. I advise you, get some bubbles. Why not? Okay, you try and do the trick the guy did, and you're not good at holding it up, and it doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever you do is going to be beautiful. They're just gorgeous, really. You can't blow an ugly one. Just play with some bubbles. Don't get one of these jars. Pour it into a bowl, a doggy bowl. It's designed to not spill liquids because you spill it, not just the kids. Pour it into a bowl and we have time, right? They've got us at home. They're just gorgeous and worth our time.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yes.
Beyond Frank?
Woohoo. We're going to close up now with a couple more minutes here.
Tom, good to see you.
My pleasure.
Tom, one more big round of applause if you would. That would be
Thank
great.
you, Tom.
I want to
Yay.
close things up with I'll get Joy to do this one with me. Joy, the video. I need to be able to see your face. So if you can move your face in close to the screen. Yes, that's good. That's good. Look straight into the camera if you would. Think of one card in the deck. Say it over and over again to yourself. Got one you're going with? There you go. Yeah, bring her up. Oh, you can't. That's okay. Now, look straight into the camera. I'm looking at you. I'm going to look down here a little below the camera.
Am I
Say-
looking straight into the
Go
camera?
ahead.
Look into the camera. That's it. Keep saying the name of the card to yourself. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs. Don't give it away. Say it to yourself. Clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades, diamonds, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. This is not 100% because it cannot be. But when it works, it's fairly impressive. One single card into the pocket. Now, for the first time, name the card you were thinking of.
Out loud?
3 of diamonds. 3
Three.
of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. You saw me a moment ago put a card in my pocket? Did you
Yes.
see that?
Yeah. Oh, it's magic. Oh, Frank, you're good. Woo!
I
Woo,
wanted to
that's
close up with- This is sort of the outside of when we like to go to tell with we like to do Funny Fridays at about a half-hour long show. It's at 40 minutes now, but I still wanted to close up with one thing. I hope you like it. It's a kind of new juggling thing, and combined with some other things. But it's a very unusual juggling piece. Here we go. Yes. Lower the camera down. Yes. Very, very unusual juggling piece.
Hi.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Lower the camera down even a little bit lower. There we go. Perfect.
what is it? What has he got going on there?
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Trust me. We got juggling balls and a juggling ring. This is not quite yet. We got two balls and one ring, and my pants down, and I hope it works. Go ahead, hit it with the music. Oh boy.
That's talent.
This is the hard one.
Hey, Mr.
Oh my gosh.
And that's that, my friends. That, my friends, is going to conclude our Funny Friday show for tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for it's been a delight playing with you guys, working on some fun new stuff, and it's always fun to have a place to come and work on it and play. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Frank.
thank you for a fun Friday.
Fun.